So leaving the MTC, it was the middle/end of December, and it was freezing here in Utah. And we flew into Villahermosa, and it was so humid and hot. I felt like I was sucking through a straw. It was like we were in shock. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be my mission. And walked through the doors, and we're trying to get everyone through customs. But like I could see our mission president and the APs on the other side, and I didn't know where to go because I was supposed to wait for the other missionaries, but they were still getting through customs. And I was like, there's my mission president. I really want to go meet him. And finally, they're just like, just come. So we went, and it was so cool. We were from part of this first group of American sisters to go to Mexico again. And so Sister Morales was just in tears. I'm sure she was in tears with everyone, but like this was something really big for them, and kind of shocking, I think, to have American sisters there. And it was crazy. The first night we went and got tacos, which was the best. Actually get real Mexican tacos. And then we were supposed to memorize the way to get to La Capilla, so we could get our trainers the next day. And I just remember like driving, and we're trying to like figure out the way, and me and another sister, Manolo, were like, okay, well, there's an OXXO right there. Like, I'm sure there's not that many of those places around. We didn't get lost, luckily, but there are so many OXXOs in Mexico. You should never like judge like where to go by an OXXO. And so we're just like, okay. And so the next morning we walked back up to the La Capilla, and we were waiting for our trainers to come in. We were studying the First Vision in Spanish, or Doctrine and Covenants 4. We're just trying to study different things while we had the time. And I remember just feeling so nervous. Like, I'd been praying for my companion, for my trainer, those last 6 weeks in the MTC, hoping that things would go well in our relationship and that it would be great. And I remember the sisters started walking in, and we were all standing up because you're going to hug them and get to know them, and walking in and wondering which one's mine. And this little sister in the back, shortest of them all, just walks in, and I was like, that one's mine, and I know she's mine because I am 6'2", and she is like 5 foot nothing, and like she's mine. And she walks by and just shakes my hand, gives me this big hug, and I was like, okay. So went up, and we had this tradition that we would just start sharing about ourselves and what we expected from our mission the best we could in Spanish. And then the trainers, it was kind of like a see if the Spirit speaks to you in that moment. The trainers would stand up to see if it was their daughter. And Amanda Sanchez stood up, and I was like, I knew it. Like, I knew she was mine. And so we went and we sat down together. And after everyone was done, we were going to take a picture. And she was like, in very, very broken English, because she didn't speak any at all, she was just like, do you like football? And so I was thinking like soccer, because that's what they call it there. And I was like, kinda. And she's like, no, like American football. And I was like, oh yeah, I love watching it. And she like gives me this huge football grunt, like, and I was like, oh my goodness, she really loves it. And she was just this really sporty girl. It was really cool. It was hard the first week. It was raining a ton, and my shoes were not prepared for that. But it was really, really neat, especially getting to know Sister Sanchez and the people in Parrilla, which was my first area. Most loving people like I thought I was ever going to meet. I think it's just the Mexican people or the Latin people who are just extremely, extremely loving. But this ward definitely welcomed me into their homes and into their hearts, and I was very thankful for that, because it's scary your first week. You don't speak the language, but they are wonderful people, and I'm really thankful for that.